Hi everyone, today we're going to be learning about area of rectangles. Our learning targets for today are I can describe and calculate perimeter and area of a rectangle, and I can find the area of a rectangle with fractional dimensions. I'll explain what that means a little later. Let's first remember what area and perimeter are. Perimeter is the distance around a figure. So when we look at a rectangle, we can figure out perimeter by adding up the total of all of the sides. We know that the other two sides are equal. Opposite sides are equal in a rectangle. So this side must be 6 centimeters because it matches its opposite side. And then this side must be 3 centimeters. To find perimeter, we just add 6 centimeters plus 6 centimeters plus 3 centimeters plus 3 centimeters. And then we get 18 centimeters. When we look at area, we're going to actually look at the distance inside the shape. So area is kind of like a carpet or a rug. So here, in each row I have 6 centimeters, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I know I have 3. So I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we actually have 18 square centimeters. And they're square centimeters because basically we multiply centimeters times centimeters, and that's centimeters squared, isn't it? Okay, here's another example. I want you to pause the video and see if you can figure out area and perimeter for this rectangle. It has a base of 7 centimeters and a height of 8 centimeters. Pause it now. Okay, did you get a perimeter of 30 centimeters when you added those 4 numbers up? And did you get an area of 56 square centimeters? Hope so. Sometimes we have measurements that are not a whole number. Like here, we have 3.5 centimeters for a base, and then a height of 3 centimeters. Here, we can count what's inside 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then these two halves make 10, and then we have another half. So the area of this one is equal to 10.5 square centimeters. And then we can do the perimeter as well. 3.5 plus 3.5, we know that this side would be 3.5, is 7 plus 3 centimeters over on this side here, and then we know this one is going to match. So 7 plus 3 is 10 plus another 3 is 13, so the perimeter is equal to 13 centimeters. And notice that perimeter is the distance around, so it's just a one dimension, so we don't square those centimeters. Okay, as we work through those problems, I bet you've noticed a little something about area. Perimeter is pretty easy because it's just the distance around any two-dimensional figure. So we can do perimeter, we can find perimeter by just adding up all the sides. So I'm just going to jot that down. Did you see a pattern when we were figuring out area? The rectangle that had a base of 6 and a height of 3 had an area of 18. So base of 6 centimeters, height of 3 centimeters, the area was 18 square centimeters because there were all those little squares inside. They're two-dimensional. The rectangle that had a base of 7 centimeters and a height of 8 centimeters had an area of 56 square centimeters. So I bet you're noticing a little pattern. If we multiply together the base and the height for a rectangle, we can find the area. So based on that, can you figure out the area for 2.5 centimeters for a base and a height of 12 centimeters? Pause the video and see if you can figure that one out. Okay, did you get 30 square centimeters? Sometimes when we're trying to find area, we have a rectangle shape, but part of it might be missing or part of it might be added on. So I want to show you a couple of strategies to figure this out. So the first strategy that I'm going to teach you is to add up the parts. So you kind of have to look around at the parts that you know, and we're going to split into some rectangles here so that we can figure out all of the different areas, and then we'll just add them together. So first of all, what I like to do is fill in the missing numbers of what I do know. So I know that this side is 8 centimeters. So that means all together, this side here has to be 8 centimeters. I know we have 3 here and 2 here. So all together, including this part, which is kind of missing but really just shifted up, it has to be 8 centimeters. So this side here is 3 centimeters. Then the other thing that I know is that these two sides have to match. So I'm going to fill in 6 centimeters on this side. From here, I'm going to look at where can I split this up into some parts that I know. So I'm going to draw in some lines and find some rectangles, because I know then I can just do the base times the height. And I actually like to write the area right inside the rectangle. So this first rectangle right here is 6 centimeters by 3 centimeters. So this one is going to be 18 square centimeters. This rectangle here is 6 centimeters by 2 centimeters. So I know that this one will be 12 square centimeters. Okay, now this one gets just a little bit tricky here, but I know that I have 3 centimeters here at the bottom. So I have to figure out what this side would be. Well, luckily this is on a grid, so I can actually count 1, 2, 3 centimeters. So I'm going to label that. So 3 centimeters, and that makes the area 9 square centimeters. Then all I have to do is add the 3 together. 18, 9, and 12 to get a total of 39 square centimeters. The second strategy is to find the whole area as if it were a full rectangle and subtract the missing piece. So to do this, I'm going to just draw in this part here and pretend that there's a line here. And then I'm going to find the full area of this rectangle as if this piece was still part of it. And the area of this rectangle it's 8 by 6, so that will be a 48 square centimeter rectangle. Then I have to find the area that's missing. So this is 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters. So that's 9 centimeters. So I subtract 9 square centimeters. And then from that we get 39 square centimeters. Same answer, 2 different strategies. Okay, here's one for you to try. You might want to jot this down on a piece of paper so that you can fill in the information of the pieces that you're not totally sure of. When you unpause the video, you're going to see what I did to solve this problem. This is how I chose to break up these 2 rectangles. First, I looked at this piece here, which was a 6 by 7 rectangle, 42 square feet. And then I chose to draw this line here. From doing that, though, I know I have to figure out what this measurement is. How I did that was I looked at the total distance here, which was 9 feet. And I know that if I imagined that this line went out and made a full rectangle, that these 2 would have to match. So I know that together, this 6 plus this part here would have to be 9. So then I just imagine that coming right down here. So this part has to be 3 feet. Similarly, I know that this side is 7 feet. So altogether, this side would have to be 7 feet if we had this missing line. From there, I knew that 5 feet of that would be taken up because this is 5 feet. So this part has to be 5 feet as well. So this one is 2 feet. So I figured out 3 feet plus 2, or 3 feet times 2 feet is equal to 6 square feet. So then I would add the two together, 42 plus 6, and I would get a total of 48 square feet. Okay, here are your quiz questions. As you work through these problems, please remember that you can go back and review any section of the video that you weren't sure about. That's the beauty of these online videos. So if you're not totally sure yet how to do the irregular shaped objects, go back and review that part and try playing it until it makes sense to you. Okay, so number 1 is a regular rectangle of 8 centimeters by 4 centimeters. Number 2 is 2.5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. And I forgot to label this one, but this is number 3, is this irregular shaped object. So you'll have to find the area of this one. So you might want to jot these down on a piece of paper. Thank you and have a wonderful night.